Hey, it's your girl Pheonixx Fire. What's up, everybody? Hope y'all doing good. I'm in the building today with the one and only Tony D. What's up, Tony D? How you doing?
We good, man. We good. Happy to talk. I
Yeah,
had to get some stuff off my chest and that.
yeah. You said it's all good. You have a battle coming up soon. So, yes. You know what? Before you start, let me ask you, what made you come back to battle rap? It's been a while, Tony D. It's been a
Uh,
while.
it's been it's been ages. To be honest, I wasn't coming back, but he put a number in front of me. I couldn't say no to.
Okay, I understand. It's all good. Yeah, so talk to me about the Apex card. What did you want to get off your chest? What's happening?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
No, essentially, it was just something that I realized I have never prepped. Like I've got 2.5 rounds written, and there's still 5 or 4 weeks to go to a battle. And then it occurred to me like I've never really prepped this far ahead since probably Osh. Osh was the last person that I
Yeah.
wrote more than a month for. And then it was Akid yesterday. He said, everyone should feel disrespected because you didn't take them seriously. And I thought, right, that is a good point, and I should just come and clear it up a little bit
Yeah.
and explain exactly how I meant. But yeah, it just because it has been so long.
Yeah.
It's been about close to 18 months, I guess,
Yeah. Very
since
long
I
time.
stepped in the ring. And the last battle I had, Verso, was not my best showing that I've ever put out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this time around, I figured like my name still means something. So sure you got at me because my name means something.
Of course.
And I just thought I got to show up, man.
You
I
have
got
to.
to really come out here, and I need to take JC's head off. And that essentially, like, yeah, I'm coming to do a job, and I'm coming to work.
Yeah, it's 100%. That's dope. That's dope. That's good.
Yeah, go on.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's JC as well. You can't take him lightly either. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Everybody knows what he's good at. Everyone knows he's known for his pen.
Definitely.
He just bars, man. So and I like the challenge. I like
Yeah.
you don't beat him with average stuff. You got to pull the stops out. So I've enjoyed the writing process.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you what is your writing process? Like, what inspires you, and are you like ready? And have you finished all your bars for him now? You just memorizing them?
Pretty much, I've got like 2.5 rounds written.
Okay.
And it's just like essentially what I tend to do is I write several drafts, and each draft gets slightly better. So like
Okay.
the first round I've probably written 6 times at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
But now I'm happy with where the first round is at. So then I started to write. I've rewrote the second round about 3 times. I'll probably do it twice more. So I kind of just tend to put everything down, trim the fat, look at it, go over it, and I'll leave it for like a couple of days, 2-3 days, come back to it, look at it again, examine, okay, how do I tighten that up? Does that need to be in there? Should this, just how is this too much of an empty space? Am I breaking too much down so that there's like 40 seconds of silence in my round while I'm explaining something? So I just go and check all of that and make sure that it's succinct, it stays, it just stays firing.
Exactly. I think that's important. The flow, it's important. The dry spots are bad. They're not good.
Oh yeah, they're horrible, man. There's nothing worse than when you're rapping and it's like, and you know you haven't got to the punchline yet, but you know it's now been about 25, 30 seconds and no one has had any reaction because they're waiting on this. Yeah. And if you're punching a killer punch after that,
exactly.
It's
It
crazy.
better be good after you made us wait that long,
Yeah, exactly. You're sitting there in silence trying to keep up with the guy's story and listen to where he's going. Where's he taking this? Where's he taking this? And all of a sudden, it's like, you just did that?
Exactly. After all that? Oh, no.
Yeah. So it definitely, I don't want any points like that occurring. Like I've been through my first so many times now. I don't think there's a quiet spot, man. My setup's got, my setup's got punches in them.
You're ready.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. I had no intention really of coming back.
But I think this is the perfect match for you to come back to. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I'd actually agree with that. I probably would agree.
I think so.
Yeah, it's just that it's been so long. And it's not like I'm not one of those guys that sit. There's some rappers who write for battles they are not having.
Okay,
So
like
they've
in
got a lot of
advance.
stuff.
Like in advance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know rappers. I know there's rappers who have Tony D material, even though they would never. It's not an opportunity for them, for me and them to be in the ring. But they might have half a round or maybe even a whole round. I don't know. But yeah, I know rappers that are like that. That just put stuff together. But that's not me. When I'm not doing it, I don't do it. So it just. I sat and I thought about this JC stuff for a while. Like I think I turned it down the first time. And then once I agreed, I kind of I got myself in that headspace. And just thought, okay, I'm coming back, and I've really got something to prove, man. It's like my first time again.
Yeah.
It's like my debut all over again, man. Because it's a new era. It's a new league. It's a league I never battled on before.
Yeah. So do you feel like he's been has he been your toughest opponent to write for so far? He's been your toughest opponent to write for so far?
The toughest to write for? Probably Soul.
Okay.
Yeah, just due to the simple fact, like, and I will say Osh was very difficult as well, but for a different reason. But Soul, simply because I didn't really want to battle it. I didn't really have any intention of battling. It was more so because who we were and where we were in our respective careers at that time, it just made sense. Like the me and Shotty battle made sense. The me and Osh battle made sense. So the me and Soul made sense in terms of where we are and what we do in battle rap. But it wasn't anything that was really on my mind. I had no animosity towards him, and that kind of helps. If you dislike someone, that helps a great deal when you've got to rap for them.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But even, like, most of the time I kind of put myself in a mood where I wish petty pain on you. Like, I hope you wake up and step on a plug. Just ridiculous little, so I hope you stub your toe on the bed frame as you get out. Just little petty bits of, just so that I can kind of get that animosity towards you. But with Soul, I like him. I've been a fan of him since the very first time I saw him battle. And anytime I've ever seen him, it's just been love. So he was kind of difficult to write for, just bearing in mind that I didn't really want to battle him, and I had no angles, no predetermined angles of like, I'm just going to say this. So that was pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But JC, he's not that hard to write for, surprisingly.
No? Okay, so there's lots of animosity there. Or lots of material for
you. You know what? Not so much animosity, but I don't know him.
Yeah. So
that I can imagine in my mind that I can all the devious and horrible things like I just don't like about him.
Yeah.
I can, because I have no prior experience. I've met him once at Battle of the Brave. Like, he's a cool guy, but I don't know him. I've got nothing else there. So it was pretty easy just to go at him.
Okay, no, that makes sense, definitely. Okay, so what do you think is like the main difference between UK and American battle rap?
Sheesh. That's culture would be the number one.
Okay.
I think culture would be the number one difference. The fact that like gun bars in America, it's just standard practice. It's absolute standard practice. Whereas over here, it's like you've got to kind of be about that life to talk about those things. Whereas in America, because everyone has guns, everyone is about that particular life.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
But I think the joke element over here. Like, it's really difficult to say because in America you've got so many different leagues and so many different types of battlers. Like the URL is the biggest.
Yeah.
And that's mainly just gun bars and stuff like that. But if you was to watch like an eye battle or something like that, they have gun bars, but it's slightly different. You've got people who are really interested in the rapping aspect or trying to pull off punchlines or whatnot. And the jokey aspect, I think, the self-deprecating humor and is far more prevalent in the UK. So that people like Shuffle T, Marlo, they know how to not come across as some tough guy or be something that they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, there's not another rapper I can think of aside from Pat State that can really approach anything in the same fashion. So I think English people, their sense of humor is different. Education-wise, also, I think is slightly different. I
Okay.
think, although saying that, in the past
Elaborate.
2 years, I've noticed that English people are not as smart as I once gave them the credit for. But I do feel like the standard of education, and not so much education, but the standard of knowledge, the things that we know, we're more worldly than the average American. The average American is far more concerned with what's solely happening in America.
Okay.
Whereas in England, especially being as we're children of immigrants, the diaspora is far more aware of what else goes on outside of the country that we reside in. And I don't think it's the state. American people have the same kind of the same way of thinking.
Okay.
It's a very insular country.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's the nicest bar you think you've ever said?
Which one?
The nicest bar you've ever said? The nicest line you think you've ever
wow.
written?
I have. Do you know what? Yeah, I don't remember anything I have ever said to anybody.
Oh my
God.
God.
Never.
Are you serious?
I'm just. Oh no, I tell a lie. Do you know what bar I liked?
Okay, go on.
Against Charlie Clips.
Yeah.
I said, you hit a wall from an Eastern Bloc. This checkpoint, Charlie. And that's because I'm from an estate in East, so I'm from an Eastern Bloc.
Okay.
To hit the wall means you go no further.
Yeah. Okay.
And the event was called Checkpoint, and he was called Charlie.
Okay.
And when you had to cross from East Germany to West Germany through the Berlin Wall, you had to go through Checkpoint Charlie.
Okay.
So to go from the Eastern Bloc, you had to go to Checkpoint Charlie. So he hit a wall from an Eastern Bloc, is Checkpoint Charlie.
Okay.
But it got crickets. There was that one guy.
Are you surprised, Tony D? Are you surprised about that? Not everyone would know that.
I was surprised, man. I was surprised because...
That's a history lesson right there.
But I figured everybody, like the Berlin Wall didn't come down to like 89. But then it did occur to me that a lot of rappers weren't born until like 85, 91, 94.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's different. But there was that one, and then I said to Double L, when this pro tests the student, it's a massacre, and then Tiananmen Square. So just saying, once me and you battle, we call it quits. But the protester student was stood in front of the tanks at Tiananmen Square. Oh, yeah. So again, it's just another little historical thing, because that's what
did that get a reaction?
It got a bigger reaction than a Checkpoint Charlie one, which is surprising because like Tiananmen Square was I don't know how many years prior to the Berlin Wall coming down. Who knows, man? I don't know what you people are reading.
I liked it when you said I can't remember the whole bar, but something about beware, because if you can hear a pin drop, just know it came from a live grenade.
Oh, from a live grenade. Yeah. I said that to respect BA, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure I did say that. That was the fuck. I don't really remember the line or what it was about. But I remember it got a nice reaction. Yeah,
we like that.
Yeah,
one.
I like that. I like that. I definitely like that. It's difficult though, man, because I really don't remember just anything at all. And because I don't watch it back, I never get my memory refreshed either.
Oh, don't you watch it back? Why not?
Because I was there.
Oh, obviously, but you know, some people they still want to see themselves.
Yeah, no, I don't have that desire, man.
Do you know what? That's like me. I don't listen to myself back, really. I don't like my voice. I'm like, oh, no. I don't like the way I sound, like, seriously.
No. I fully appreciate that, man. Because I've been rapping like 25 years now, so I kind of got over the listening to yourself back. I think it's the same thing. The first time you ever hear yourself outside of yourself, it's a complete...
I feel like I sound weird, yeah.
Yeah, you would. I learned that when you speak, the noise you make vibrates through the bones in your face, which means what you hear is different to what everybody else hears.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it does sound way different. Like I'm always kind of shocked at like if I hear an interview with me or if I just hear something, I'm like, oh, did I really sound? Is that how I talk? I talk like that. But yeah, no, I don't watch the stuff back. Although I think I'm gonna. We're talking to someone. Bagnall and Bamalam at the moment about just doing a thing, you know, like Avocado watch with the Ruin Your Day shit that they do.
Yeah.
But it's just me watching my own battles back. And we'll see if it turns out to be funny or if it turns out to be
good.
Shit.
Yeah.
But that's because I just don't. So yeah, sometimes at some point I would like to realize, see what the fuss was about. To be honest with you, For me, because I did alright at this. I came in, I became champ, I went around the world, I did this, that and that.
You
I
done
was
good,
at the top.
man. You're top tier, man. Get me?
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to look back and see, okay, what was the fuss about? What was they making noise for?
Well, that would be good. That would be cool, man. How did you get into
Yeah,
battle rap anyway? How did you get into battle rap?
Because I'm a rapper.
Okay.
And I'm just from the era. Like, I think I've said this before, man. I don't know if you know, but like, I had my first battle in like 1992.
Okay.
Like, you know, the era that comes along, the era I came from in rap, that's how you proved yourself. You went out there, and not even written, it was just freestyling. You came out and you just freestyled and you proved you were better than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So just coming from that era, it's natural. But I had seen, like I was in freestyle battles, FKO Raw, I was in like 99, I think that was. Which was in a boxing ring. That was a regular event they used to hold.
Okay.
I think Skinny Man was a champion, Reveal was a champion, I think Chester P was a champion. But like, yeah, so I'd been doing that. Battling is part of the place where I come from in hip hop.
Okay. That's
so then, but one day I saw, who did I see? Nietzsche. I saw Nietzsche on Don't Flop.
Okay.
And I knew him outside of battle rap. I know him from just being around the ends, like rapping. So I got him and like, how'd you do this, man? I'd love to get involved. And he said, holler at I hollered at and the rest is history.
Okay,
Yeah, it's almost been 10, that was like 2010 that I hollered at him. So yeah, we approaching like almost 10 years since I started coming into this. But yeah, that was all, man. I prefer the written format. I much prefer the written format. Just due to the fact that in a freestyle, because you're coming up with it on the spot, there's an opportunity for dry spots.
Definitely.
There's an opportunity where like it's not hitting. Whereas if you're writing, it's far easier just to, okay, this will definitely hit. Then the next line will hit. Then the next line will hit. You can construct it in that way. So yeah, I prefer the written era. But yeah, I've been battling for like 30 years.
Okay. But you good at freestyling as well, though, like off the top.
I can freestyle, yeah.
Okay.
There's a good few videos of me freestyling up on YouTube.
Okay.
There's some Ian Daniels videos of me. That's how I didn't start writing. I'd probably been freestyling for about 12, 13 years before I even started to write.
Okay. Oh, that's dope. So, who's on your Mount Rushmore of battle rap?
Do you know what? It kind of depends, man. There's so many ways to look at how you hold these people in esteem. So guys, like, you got to look at impact. So for instance, if you take Murder Mook, I was a fan. I won't even really say I was a fan, but I appreciate what he did. But I used to watch the Smack DVDs. So like, that was the only place you was getting that kind of material. It was on Smack or the Mixtape Kings DVDs, like way back in the day. So for the impact that he had and what he did for the culture, I put Mook there, but Mook would not make my probably top 30 battle rappers.
Okay. Interesting.
Like, yeah, so it's just in terms of criteria and what I like. Like, I like writing. I really like good bars. I like intricate stuff.
Me too.
Yeah, so I don't find Mook to be particularly intricate, man.
It's basic.
Yeah, and sometimes he says stuff that makes, like, you can't be an adult and write that stuff.
Exactly.
Like the hypocritical.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for saying hypocritical, because I always say this. I even made a blog about it. That was just ridiculous. I don't know what he was thinking about.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I just did bad bars with Bagnall Bamalam, and he had one against Verb where he said you could dab, bruh, in like abracadabra, but you could. And it's like, that's horrible.
Man.
There's no any excuse for that.
He had a few cringeworthy ones against Verb. He had a few,
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. I actually wrote them down as they were happening so that I could talk about them afterwards. I just can't remember them at the moment.
Oh, terrible.
But, yeah, so like, for his impact and what he's done for the culture, oh yeah, I guess you have to put him up there. But for me personally, like I said, yeah, he wouldn't make my top 30. The same for like Lux. Lux coming back. I mean, because we didn't see Lux. Well, like we saw Lux versus Mook, we saw Lux Miles, and then that big hiatus, and then he came back against Calico. And the killer thing is, what he did, he made such an impression. He made, like, he really set a trend, man. But he choked also.
I know, Tony, but Lux is the only one that can choke and still get away with it, man. Because we still wanted to hear the bars, you know?
That's the thing. And the thing is, like, have you seen the video where he raps his second round?
I think so, yeah.
So what it means is that in the midst of that battle, he missed out a whole section, that whole round. His second round was him finishing his first.
Exactly, all first verse.
Yeah, all first verse. So it's like, but the impact that he has and what he's done, and like how his name is, and just what he's done for the culture again. And plus his writing, his pen is very, very like tidy, man. I've been a fan of his music for a long time, and I've had one of his albums in like '03 where he said we was in Miami and had dimes in the water like a wishing well. And I'm like, okay. Like, he really rap.
Yeah, he's a rap. Lux is fire, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to be on that.
So I think he goes up there, but then again, he might only make my top 10. I don't know if he'll be in my top 3 or 4, man.
Fair enough.
So in terms of like my absolute favorites, guys who I consistently watch their battles and I'm consistently impressed by. Would have to be Soul. Soul, Shotty, damn, Frankie Fraser, man. Frankie Fraser. I love Frankie Fraser.
Okay, thank
you. He crazy. And then like guys like Brix Belvy.
Yeah, you know what? Brix is nice, you know. He's so underrated, nice, man. He's so underrated. I don't know what's going on. Brix Belvedere is nice. I keep saying
that. He's nice with it, man. He really, really
very
nice with it. Like, I don't know. I know he took an L to Surf kind of early on, and I don't know if he recovered from it. I don't know if the fans ever kind of forget.
He had a classic with Bourne.
Yo, he had without doubt.
Exactly. That battle was crazy.
He had a classic with John on Grand Time. You know what I mean? Like, he goes back.
He does, actually.
That's a fire battle.
I feel like he's underrated and he needs more plates, definitely. So.
Oh, yeah, he's mad underrated. Another guy I really like is QP.
Which one?
Clean Paper? The drug addicted one, man. the one who's always messing around and getting himself in trouble.
Oh, Quantum Physics.
Yes.
Yeah, he's dope. I mean, he's got one of the like top 5 pens in battle rap to me.
He's incredible.
Yeah, his delivery. I don't know about his delivery, but his writing is flawless. Like.
Oh yeah, his writing is crazy. But then his delivery, I get why some people. It's
an acquired taste, isn't it?
Not for everyone.
It's an acquired taste. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of them guys who likes to sit and read people's raps. I've done that since I was like 8 years. You know, you used to buy a tape and used to have the album, all the lyrics in the sleeves. I'm from that era, so I love to read what people are like. It just a whole new like it just shines a different type of light on it when you're reading it rather than hearing it. And he's one of them guys. Yeah, you can read the stuff. Like you're like, okay, man, that's incredible. Like.
Definitely, you can see like the work that's been put into the writing. I'm like, I really like pay attention to the writing, you know. So,
definitely, man. And then some of them are, a lot of American people got punchlines like wordplay that's based on not being able to spell properly. And sometimes
they break down words. Well, I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's difficult to say like a top 5 or a Mount Rushmore because it will probably change.
It is hard, yeah, exactly. But for me, my top 5 and my Mount Rushmore are the same. Like me, like my top. Well, Mount Rushmore's 4 people, isn't it? So my top 4 and my Mount Rushmore are the same. I just keep it like that. It makes my life easier.
It makes it way easier, man. But like, I think there's just too many. I like too many.
No, you're right. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, it's true. You're right. You're definitely right.
even what's it like Pat Stay, man. Pat Stay.
Pat Stay's a legend. Trust
me.
He
top 3, right? He has to be top 3.
I wouldn't mind someone putting him on top 3, man, because he's done a lot, and I like Pat Stay a lot. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh yeah, definitely. Nitty, another one.
Yep, fire.
Nitty way up.
Nitty's in my top 10. Definitely. Who else?
Yeah, there's so many, man. There's so many rappers who are really good at their craft.
Oh yeah, how did you call the Lux versus Verb battle?
How did I call Lux versus Verb? You know what? Yeah, I only managed to watch one round. It's too long. I can't watch that.
It is too long. It is long.
Yeah,
I did a breakdown of it. I cut it down. I did a breakdown, but yeah, I gave it to Lux 2-1 anyway.
Okay, is that the general consensus? I don't even.
No, I think the general consensus is, well, I don't know, but I think for me it's Lux 2-1. Most people think Lux 2-1, but I feel like they gave it to Verb. Like there was a vote, there was a judge vote, and they gave it to Verb. But most people don't really agree with that, though. So
yeah, well, the round I watched, I don't like. To be honest, the round I watched, I wasn't incredibly impressed with either one of them.
Like, it wasn't the best battle ever. No, lackluster.
Something I think like brevity. I don't think there's not enough battle rappers that understand brevity, and like you do not have to rap for 9 minutes, bro. Like you don't have you can trim a lot of fat and get out what you're saying inside of 3.5 if you want. Like I'm not a fan of those long, ridiculous.
Well, Verb's rounds were super long, and he needs to learn about brevity, I think, because he was just talking a whole load of like filler, lots of filler, not necessarily.
Lots of filler, man. It's like you know when you got to do like you do essays for uni and you got a particular word
you just adding loads of things, isn't it? Just adding random stuff like exactly.
And it's not really like it perhaps is somewhat relevant if you look at it from this particular angle, but then you've got in your dissertation you've got to break down why you've looked at it from this angle, and I think like
I remember that.
I don't think that like everything you say is not hot, man, and I think it's a lot easier. Like I tend to write so much that I can pick stuff out because I was kind of worried I wouldn't have enough for JC, and then once I started writing, I realized I've actually now got too much. Like it's 2.5 minute rounds, and I've probably written about 20-25 minutes worth of material.
Wow.
Which means though that I can definitely trim the fat and I can get to, okay, well this is only at 50%, so I can take this out because this over here is at 90%.
It's good to have. It's better to have more than not enough.
100%, man.
Exactly.
You don't want to be flaving.
And just in case you forget something as well, you can just remember something you wrote before and just add it. You know what I mean? Just start rapping that. Exactly. So that's the smart thing to do, no doubt.
But I'm a very big fan of like those 1 minute round battles, man. I wish they'd bring them back.
What, the 1 minute rounds each?
Just one minute. Yeah, 3 rounds, but 1 minute each.
Okay.
Me versus Adam, that was like the real early Don't Flop era. I think Me versus Adam the Rapper is one of the best UK on UK battles out there. And it's 10 minutes. It comes in like underneath 11 minutes playing time. And like you can do that. You can make a sandwich and watch a battle. Do you know what I mean? Rather than these hour-long things where you can like cook dinner, eat dinner, do dishes and the same shit.
It's mad long, like 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
I don't have that. Like my attention span is not. It's not working like that, man. I don't have that type of attention span. Like there's a lot of battles that I sat down to watch. I've watched one round and I've never gone back to them to finish it off. There's a bunch of stuff I've never seen. Wow, I tell you what, I watched live that really put me off it. Mook versus Solomon, that 5-round thing, and it's like an hour and a half long or so. Like,
he was done after that.
If I hadn't been watching it live at a ridiculous time in the morning, I probably wouldn't have. I probably never would have seen it anyway. But I just don't have that thing where you do all those. It's too long, man. It's too long.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean though. Definitely.
Although iBattle now do this. Have you seen the 5-round 16-bar thing they do?
No, I haven't seen it, you know.
Okay, that's a good. It's a good concept. I think.
So what is it?
I think it's Dunch versus E. Farrell and Thesaurus versus Red Flag, and it's just 16 bars 5 times.
Okay.
So it still comes in really, really short. It's still a short battle, but it's a 5-round battle.
Okay.
Yeah, and like,
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's nice, man. Because it keeps you sharp. Because you have to say everything that you want to say in a very limited space of time.
Exactly. So you have to trim it down. Actually, yeah. It's a good idea. I
think more people should take care of that, man. Because no one's that entertaining. Nobody.
How do you feel about chess replacing Surf and gun titles?
Is that still on? I heard Surf's out.
Yeah, but I don't think he's battling though. You know.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I think it's too late.
How do I feel? Do you know what? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of chess.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm really not a massive fan of chess.
Well, you never have been, or ever since he started choking.
No, I've never really been particularly impressed by him. Okay. I think he's okay. I prefer Av. I think Av is a monster, man. That dude's a machine. But yeah, chess. I'm not the biggest chess fan in the world. I hope he does well. I'm never gonna sit here and say, I hope this battle rapper fucks up and no one ever listen to him again. No, I hope he pulls it off. Because I've been a fan of Tay-Rock since he was like 15, 16, man. Like I said,
me too, man. Tay-Rock is in my top 5, no debating. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he was crazy, man. Especially as a kid. There's 2 battles. They're not on YouTube, and I love speaking to people who've seen these battles. Tay-Rock versus Ace Porter, and Tay-Rock versus Armin. And very few people that I speak to have seen these battles, but they're on Mixtape King DVD.
Okay.
And they're just. I was hooked, man. I probably watched him versus Armin well over 100 times. Well over 100 times. Whilst getting my hair cut, my barber will put it on and I just sit watching this, man. But yeah, so I'm a fan of Tay. I don't think he's beating Shotty though. Let me tell you that.
Is it?
I don't think he's beating Shotty.
Okay.
I think Shotty got far too much in the locker.
Shotty Holler's nice, so boy.
Oh man, yeah, he's really nice with it.
Super nice.
He's really nice with it.
Definitely.
But yeah, as far as chess, I think chess is a strange replacement.
Do you think so? No, you know what? I made a blog. I thought he was actually a good replacement. Do you know why? Because I feel like him and Tay-Rock's rapport is quite good in terms of for them to flow as a 2-on-2. Av is a dope rapper, and Av could have done it too. But in terms of visually on stage and how they're going to act and perform, I just felt that Tay-Rock Chess just had that edge over Av about that. You know, that's what I felt though. But you never know. As long as he doesn't choke, he's good. You know.
Yeah, no, I know he's had a few chokes, but that happens to all of us. Cough, cough. But he also thrown up a couple of times, ain't he?
I know, he was nervous. I think it was stage fright or something. But I think he's got his vitamin water now, so I think he'll be alright.
Okay, let's hope so. And plus, the other thing is, I think he's probably. It's a lot of pressure being next to Tay. But the fact that when someone says to you, well, I want you here anyway, it kind of gives you the confidence that, okay, if he believes in me, then I can start believing in it and I can pull this off. I hope it turns to a good battle, man. I'm really interested to see how Lux and Hollow
work together, right?
Work together, because their styles are intrinsically different. There is nothing in their 2 rapping styles that even cross over for me, man. I think they're so different.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm very interested to see because I'm a fan of both of them.
Yeah, me too. Big fan.
Massive fan.
I mean, Lux is my number 1, to be honest with you, on my top 3. So
really,
yeah.
No, he's fire, man. Like I said, there's no denying the talent in that guy's pen, man.
I feel like he's like the Bison in Street Fighter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, my one problem with him, sometimes I think he obfuscates a little too much. Like, he makes it difficult for you to follow at times on purpose. You know what I mean? And
you feel like he's overly complicated, unnecessarily?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just make it simple, man. Like, we didn't need to go around the houses. Like, we didn't need to take this 2 lefts on a side street and then go up here just to turn around and roll. Oh, am I my front door again? Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, no, I get it. I understand what you mean, though.
Sometimes I feel he does that a bit too much, but then who am I to put, that's his writing process. And I had a fucking checkpoint Charlie bar, so I'm not here. I can't sit here and point fingers about you making stuff too complicated. So I'm just saying, from my own personal perspective. But I'm a big fan of him, and I'm a massive fan of Hollow too. Yeah,
Hollow's dope as well, definitely. I can't wait. Did you see that film Bodied?
No.
Have you seen it? Because they did a 2-on-2 there, so I hope they're gonna do it a little bit better in this 2-on-2.
Really?
Yeah. So go. I mean, it's on. I think it's on Netflix. I think. Body.
Yeah, I think it's on YouTube as well.
Oh yeah. So basically, they do a 2-on-2 there, so you can kind of get to see a bit of how they might work together. Like, yeah. It was quite good.
I might have a look for that, man.
Yeah,
What's that film like? Is it good?
It was alright. It was okay. I mean, it could have been better, but it was alright. You know, it was good seeing all the battle rappers in the film. So I enjoyed it.
It's good to see them on the big screen.
Yeah, it was nice. You know.
Have you seen Versus yet?
No, I need to see that. That's it. I need to see that ASAP. Yeah. I'm gonna watch that as soon as I come off the phone.
That's on Netflix too, man.
No, I'm gonna watch that.
It's just good to see Shotty and like just see the man them up on. You know what I mean? There you go.
That's
you up here doing your thing. I love that, man.
Dope. That's dope. But yo, Tony, it's been so dope talking to you. I've got one last question for you before you go, right?
Go for it.
Alright. So, if you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what would you ask?
Oh wow. Oh wow. Jeez, that is an incredibly that's a deep question.
I know. I'm Pheonixx Fire, man. I'm deep like that.
Right. What would I, if I had to, one question?
Yep.
And it's getting answered, right?
Yep. If you could know the absolute and total truth to just one question, what would you ask?
Oh man.
You can think about it.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to woof. Yeah, that's very. Let me think.
Right.
You know what I would say, because I'm a very big fan of science. And you look at what they call the Big Bang Theory, and they imagine that there was like, it's not as just a bang. It's not like a flash came from nothing. The scientists believe that there was something that this came from. So I want to know, what did it come from? Just that little bit there.
Okay. So what started off the Big Bang?
Yeah, and caused the expansion of this wonderful universe that we live in.
That is a very good question, because I like science too. That's a very good question, actually.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan, and I didn't used to be. I was kicked out of all the classes in school, and then I grew up, and then I'm fascinated by it. Physics, biology, chemistry, absolutely fascinating.
I've always been fascinated by it, trust me, because it kind of gives you like answers to the world around you. Do you know what I mean? Like you get to see things in a different perspective than other people, because we're like all like vibrating molecules, really.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So.
Yes, 100%, man. Just even that, like we're all empty space. We're made up of atoms that are largely empty space.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just bizarre. It's really bizarre.
It is bizarre.
But yeah, I think that's what it would be. Okay. It would be that singularity that started the Big Bang. What was it?
I think that's a good answer. Oh, that's dope though. But Tony, it's been so dope talking to you, honestly. I've had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the conversation though. And I hope you got everything you needed to get off your chest and stuff.
Yes, no doubt at all, man.
Yeah.
I got to air it out a little bit. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on.
Definitely. Good luck with the battle and stuff, and definitely keep in touch. Yeah, 100%.
We shall do.
All right then. You take it.
Right,
yeah. Hold on. Actually, before you go, let me just do you want to shout your social media and everything? And do that stuff?
Of course. You can follow me on Twitter at Tony D Poison. You can follow me on Instagram at Tony D Poison. And those are the only two social medias I have, because I'm a technophobe.
What do you think is going to happen to it's going to fry your brain, or they're watching?
No, I just get really confused by stuff really quickly. So
just keep it simple, isn't it?
Scare myself. Yeah, let's keep it easy, man. Let's keep it easy. 280 characters. Yeah, I can try my mind. I can get my piece off in that time.
It's so good. So guys, that's been Tony D and Pheonixx Fire. I hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. I'll be dropping interviews week after week. If you liked it, put a thumbs up. And stay tuned. It's your girl Pheonixx Fire. I'm out.